Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Of crops, harvested at an early stage of development, before complete maturity. Young corn. United States Civil Rights Leader, 1921 to 1971. United States religious leader of the Mormon Church after the assassination of Joseph Smith. He led the Mormon exodus from Illinois to Salt Lake City, Utah, 1801 to 1877. British physicist and Egyptologist. He revived the wave theory of light and proposed a three-component theory of color vision. He also played an important role in deciphering the hieroglyphics on the Rosetta Stone, 1773 to 1829. Suggestive of youth, vigorous and fresh. He is young for his age. United States baseball player and famous pitcher, 1867 to 1955. United States film and television actress, 1913 to 2000. Any immature animal. Young people collectively. Rock music appeals to the young. Used of living things, especially persons, in an early period of life or development or growth. Young people. Not tried or tested by experience. A young hand at plowing. English poet, 1683 to 1765. United States jazz tenor saxophonist, 1909 to 1959. Being in its early stage. A young industry. Original and of a kind not seen before. Of crops, harvested at an early stage of development, before complete maturity. New potatoes. Used of a living language, being the current stage in its development. Lacking training or experience. The new men were eager to fight. Having no previous example or precedent or parallel. Very recently. They are newly married. In use after medieval times. Not of long duration. Having just, or relatively recently, come into being or been made or acquired or discovered. A new law. Often followed by, to, unfamiliar. New experiences. Other than the former ones, different. They now have a new leaders. Unaffected by use or exposure. It looks like new. United States Civil Rights Leader, 1921 to 1971. United States Civil Rights Leader, 1921 to 1971. United States religious leader of the Mormon Church after the assassination of Joseph Smith. He led the Mormon exodus from Illinois to Salt Lake City, Utah, 1801 to 1877. British physicist and Egyptologist. He revived the wave theory of light and proposed a three-component theory of color vision. He also played an important role in deciphering the hieroglyphics on the Rosetta Stone, 1773 to 1829. Suggestive of youth, vigorous and fresh. Of or characteristic of or occurring in spring. The vernal equinox. Suggestive of youth, vigorous and fresh. United States baseball player and famous pitcher, 1867 to 1955. United States baseball player and famous pitcher, 1867 to 1955. United States film and television actress, 1913 to 2000. Any immature animal. The immediate descendants of a person. She was the mother of many offspring. something that comes into existence as a result. Industrialism prepared the way for acceptance of the French Revolution's various socialistic offspring. An early period of development. During the youth of the project. The freshness and vitality characteristic of a young person. Young people collectively. Youth everywhere rises in revolt. A young person, especially a young man or boy. Early maturity. The state of being young or immature or inexperienced. The time of life between childhood and maturity. Of birds, not yet having developed feathers. Used of living things, especially persons, in an early period of life or development or growth. Not fully developed or mature, not ripe. Characteristic of a lack of maturity. Immature behavior. Not yet mature. Without salt or seasoning. Not tried or tested by experience. Unseasoned artillery volunteers. Not aged or processed. Unseasoned timber. Not tried or tested by experience. Still untested in battle. Not yet proved or subjected to testing. An untested drug. Not tried or tested by experience. An illustrator untried in mural painting. Not yet proved or subjected to testing. An untried procedure. English poet, 1683 to 1765. United States jazz tenor saxophonist, 1909 to 1959. United States jazz tenor saxophonist, 1909 to 1959. In good time. During an early stage. Early on in her career. Before the usual time or the time expected. She graduated early. Belonging to the distant past. The early inhabitants of Europe. At or near the beginning of a period of time or course of events or before the usual or expected time. Early morning. Being or occurring at an early stage of development. In an early stage. Expected in the near future. Look for an early end to the negotiations. Of an early stage in the development of a language or literature. Very young. At an early age. Displaying or suggesting a lack of maturity. Adolescent insecurity. Being of the age 13 through 19. A juvenile between the onset of puberty and maturity. In the state of development between puberty and maturity. Adolescent boys and girls. Relating to or peculiar to or suggestive of an adolescent. Adolescent problems. Befitting or characteristic of a young boy. A boyish grin. Befitting or characteristic of a young boy. Like a boy. Exhibiting childlike simplicity and credulity. Childlike trust. Befitting a young child. Childlike charm. Befitting a young child. 5 years of age. 4 years of age. Befitting or characteristic of a young girl. Girlish charm. Indicating a lack of maturity. Infantile behavior. Being or befitting or characteristic of an infant. Infantile games. Of or relating to infants or infancy. Infantile paralysis. Used of the third or next to final year in United States high school or college. The junior class. A son who has the same first name as his father. A third-year undergraduate. Including or intended for youthful persons. A junior sports league. Term of address for a disrespectful and annoying male. Look here, Junior, it's none of your business. The younger of two persons. She is 2 years my junior. Younger. Lower in rank. Shorter in length of tenure or service.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.